potential to have a explosive home run hitter when we're all said and done.
Chris talked a lot about Josh. What does a healthy? It's been so long since we've seen Josh healthy. What's a healthy Josh look like? What do you think some of that excitement builds with what he complements in that?
Yeah, to me, if you go back to the FAU game last year, that's what a healthy Josh looks like. The guy who closed out the game in 4-minute offense and was able to bring us home. Powerful, runs behind his pass. He's underrated as a receiver out of the backfield, but he's really good at catching the ball. Has some of the best hands on the team. He's been a leader in our room. It's third year in the offense, and so just glad to see him back, fresh and healthy, and with the dynamic group that we have, we should be able to keep all those guys fresh and healthy.
And then Brett's called Caden kind of like a freak and has some freak. Like, how would you describe him? And if freak is a term you would use, like what stands out about physically what he's doing?
Yeah, he's just an ultra talented kid. He's a great young man, first of all, which enables him to be and have the talent that he has, and then be able to put it into place, man. You should see the notes that he takes, right? The most in-depth notes of any freshman I've ever thought in my 20-some years of coaching. Just the detail that he puts into everything that he does, and just the want to, right? The want to and the makeup and the unselfishness. I can talk about him for an hour. But he's an awesome kid, and I think you're going to start to see him come into his own. But he's excited about this opportunity to get back out on the field, and he's going to continue to grow, right? He's not a finished product at all, which is awesome for us, right? And he's just going to continue to grow each and every day. I'm excited about that potential.
Amen. It sounds like people said like the light kind of went on for him in the spring. How is that carried over? What's that look like?
We challenged him this summer, right, to do that, right? He had a great spring. I mean, unbelievable spring. And that guy that we saw this spring, I challenged him. I want to see it in the fall. Take the next step. And he's been that from practice 1 to practice 2. And we're expecting him to be that guy all the way through the fall. He's been dynamic as well. It's what we brought him here for, to be that kind of guy. He's home run speed. He's electric. Catch the ball in the backfield. The one quality that he showed up in our room the most is he's the leader now. Like, he's a young guy, but he is the leader. He's a vocal leader. Didn't see that when we got here. But man, he's been unbelievable this entire summer, really from the spring to the summer. He's a different guy. I got to be honest, he's a different guy, and so just proud of him and the growth he's had, and we expect some big things from him.
You look like Can we just close it out with the last guy that we haven't talked about, Jordan Anderson? What's he look like? Has he recovered from that ACL and kind of a similar flavor as Caden? What can he bring for you?
Yeah, Jordan's been awesome, man. I'm so happy to see him out there. He's been about a year that he hasn't been on the field. He's had some success in the first 2 days. Just interested to see to increase his role more and more, in practice as we continue to go. But he's been awesome for the first 2 days. Just happy for him. Team's happy for him. Anytime you have an injury like that, to be able to come back, guys are excited for him, man. He's out there making plays, so really excited for him.
Thad, we talk about.
Are you mindful of the injuries going into camp, or is it just full speed ahead and chalk it up to bad luck, or is there a load management kind of thing?
It's always full speed ahead for us. Kind of how we do things. Injuries are part of the game. It's just what it is. Injuries are part of the game. Unfortunately, it's part of it. But we're full speed ahead in everything that we do. Those guys, they're good. They've been back for a year. They've been cleared by the doctors. So we're full speed ahead.
We can talk about next man up all we want, Thad, but when you go through something like that last year, that was ridiculous. In your room, what did you learn? The cliche of next man up only works when you have a next man. At some point last year, you didn't have a next man.
Fortunately, I learned before last year that you have to coach them all. Okay. Literally, right? You coach every one of those guys in that room because you never know, right? You never know when that time is going to come. And the guys, even for a young guy like Caden, who we expected great things out of, right? From game 1, he wasn't ready, right? As he continued to go. So he was thrusted out on the field, right? As a young guy, true freshman, all right, with some older guys that were ahead of him, but ended up being out there. And when his time came, he actually showed up. So you never know whether it's injury, whether you win the position, or whatever it may be when that time comes. So that's why you have to prepare yourself, and you got to coach them all every single day like they're the starter, right? And they have to feel that, they have to understand that. That's something I've learned in the past. You're right, never had that happen in the history of since I've been coaching for 20 some years. But you have to be ready for those situations. You have to prepare for
For
those situations.
somebody like
As best as
specifically like Josh, where he's had that injury history pretty much since he's got here. How much of it is a mental hurdle of just getting over that and then being able to play free?
I think he's going to play free. I think he's
Okay.
over. I think, to be honest, I'm with him every day. They don't think about that. They don't think about it one bit.
Okay.
They understand that injuries are a part of the game, and that's a part of the past. And now what we can do is recover and take the steps that we need necessary to be able to handle our business. But they don't look back. They go forward. You know, they're eager to play. They're hungry to play, and for the opportunities to get out there in the field.
Thanks, Dad.